My battery right now is at approximately 1%. If you got kids, then you know the deal. We had a full action plan day and my brain is basically fried. In my first official video, I jumped into FL Studio with zero plan. It was honestly a little bit tense and stiff, and I spent way too much time overthinking. Not bad, alright. Look, if you ain't making that stank face like you just smell a dirty diaper, you ain't doing it right, buddy. So tonight, running on pure dad brain, we are doing things completely different. We aren't going to wander around blindly clicking presets for an hour. We are going to just be using a pre-planned blueprint. When your brain is cooked, structure carries the load. So let's see if we can turn this 1% into something fire. Okay, so step one, you want to go up here. And we're going to change the BPM to 138. And then right after that, you want to go to your piano roll. And then you'll go straight up to this top left corner here. You see this arrow? You'll want to go down to view, scale highlighting. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go with the Phrygian scale, and let's do C sharp minor today. So we change the scale. So even if my eyes are closed or half closed, FL Studio won't let me hit the wrong note. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just keep the melody clean. So I'm just gonna click around here inside of my lists, and we'll see what we can do. So since we're going for that dark trap vibe, this is the one that I'm gonna look into. Clark Audio Outlaws Collection. I just recently got it and it's pretty fire. So right now we're just looking into finding a noise. Okay, so I decided to choose this one. So before we get into that, we're going to come here and we're going to go to cut itself because we don't want those notes to bleed into each other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try come up with something simple. Kind of like that. Let's find something that will complement that. All right, let's try this one. Okay, so we'll stick with that. Maybe what we'll do, Control A, Control B. Let's turn that into an 8-bar loop. But anyways, so far this is what we got. Something simple, right? Okay. So now the next thing I want to do is I want to go into here. I'm going to go into Citrus. I want that Dream Bell. This is something that I've been using for a while, and it's pretty alright if you tell me. So we're going to go right in here. Let's see what we can cook up here. We're just going to try to look for something simple, right? Okay, so not bad, right? Okay, so what I want to do here is, again, we're going to keep it simple. So I'm going to copy, Control C. We'll go back and we're going to look for something else, okay? Because we want this to complement it. We don't want it to fight the melody. Okay, so we'll throw this one in. That kind of sounds fire. Maybe add a little bit of a change in here. Okay, so we got a little bit of a structure for melody. Alright, so not bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here, split by channel, Control Shift, drag them all into the playlist, switch to song. that's not bad. It's a simple melody, simple chord progression, and we were just following the scale. So, as I was saying, keeping it simple saves you from making 40 variations of a melody. You end up throwing away anyway, so let's just hear these keys again and again. Simplicity. Simple. Okay, so now it's time to look for that bounce. So we got that down. Now, honestly, I kind of want to check out their drum kit stuff too, so we'll check this out. Also, everybody go check out Clark Audio. They got some pretty cool stuff. Okay. So we're gonna look for a snare, just to set up that snare bounce. I'm gonna come down into Cymatics kits. And take that one. Oh shit, that's good. So place that down in there so we can hear it play back to us. Getting there. Sorry, all that noise you hear in the background is our cat and dog wrestling around. Okay, so first we'll label this one snare, since we know that one's a snare. Next, we're gonna look at moving into the hi-hats. Let's go back here. It was either this one or this one. I think this one. This one sounds like it'll cut through nice. Okay. Move that up a little bit. Rebound. There we go, triple. So for that method, I used Alt-U to chop it, Shift down to pitch it down. Okay, so there's our hi-hat pattern. I think we're going to use this one as a kick. Okay. Now, see, that last one doesn't sit right with me. Okay, so now that we got our bounce down, I'm gonna come in here and look for an 808. Let's see, we'll go check out Rumble. Another Cymatics special. So Control A, Control Copy, because we want it to have a similar bounce. Pitch that up one. Pitch that up one so it's in key. Wait, this is actually starting to hit. You know, I originally came into this room to come fall asleep, but now I'm just sitting here at my keyboard making the stank face. See, this is where the be right back, folks. But this is where the pre-planned blueprint really pays off, because with this one we rarely had to put much brain effort into it. You know, we just let FL Studio do its thing. Thank you. We let FL Studio do its thing and let it guide us through this whole process. Okay, so this is where the blueprint really pays off, because we didn't have to stack like 30 different plugins on top of each other to complicate the whole entire song. Arranging this literally only takes 2 minutes. So the intro, what we're going to do is we're going to, first of all, Control, copy it all, Control B, Oh my goodness, you guys quit fighting. Animals. But yes, so what we did there was we just copy and pasted everything. So what we want to do is we want to structure the intro. Again, this is where the rapper is gonna vent about their feelings. So we'll give them time. We'll give them time. So we're gonna take out the 808, the kick. We'll figure out this area first. Okay, there we go. So this is what we got for the intro. Simple, right? So we'll do that. Everybody say hi to Nala. Say hi to everybody. That's Nala, everybody. She wanted to come check out what I was up to. Okay. So I added one more thing before we finish arranging this. I decided to add a counter snare or a rim shot. Now check this out. How about that? Not too shabby, not too shabby. I'm going to position this back up here closer to the snare. So we're labeling these. Sorry. We're labeling these so we can keep organized. And I totally just, okay, so here, there, that's better. So counter snare, we got that. Now. Okay, so we are officially done the arrangement. So what we did was we take the 808s out for the build, drop everything back in, add one simple dark vocal chop for that nice sauce, and we are done. So the main takeaway for tonight, you don't need 100% battery or hours of aimless noodling around to make something solid. Sometimes setting a strict structure, picking your key and BPM up front, and keeping your sound palette minimal is all it takes to beat Dad Brain. So if you're a creator or a producer running on low battery today, drop a comment below with your go-to late night workflow hack. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Here's how the final beat turned out.
Rave Tone presents.